Hey friends, today I have a special treat for you. I have with me my husband Adam, and we are going to dive into what his experience was while he did the 30-day gentle cleanse and detox, helping to reduce that toxic inflammation. This is something that we do a few times a year, and it's just a great way to reset and to restore our body, just to help detox and cleanse, but in a gentle way. This is not a way of deprivation. This is not a diet that causes a lot of stress and anxiety and deprivation and hunger. So I just wanted to have him here and just kind of give his opinion on how it went. This is not the first time he's done this, so he's kind of maybe a pro at this point, we would say, but settle in to hear what his take is on the 30-day gentle cleanse and detox. Are you a Christian woman over 40 who is struggling with consistently low energy and fatigue? Are you tired of trying to navigate the ever-changing health chatter all around you? And do you wish there was a simple solution to just feeling good? Boy, do I see you and I hear you. Hi, I'm Michelle, and as a holistic health coach and fellow midlifer, I have realized the answer to our whole health concerns isn't in the online search bar, those fad diets and endless exhausting workouts. Listen, beautiful mama, as the heartbeat of your home, you have spent your life caring for others well. So now is the time to take good care of yourself, get back your energy, and reclaim your entire health during this season. So if you are ready to stop striving and start thriving as your healthiest whole self, then you are in the right place. Grab your iced coffee, a notebook and pen, and let's treasure your wellness. Hey, honey, welcome to the show.
Hello.
So to our listeners, this is Adam, my husband, and we are going to talk about the 30-day gentle cleanse and detox that he and I did for the month of January.
Yep.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about, this isn't the first time that we've done this, and you're almost like an old pro now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think we've done it 3 times.
So it's really good. We're going to talk about the benefits. We're going to talk about some maybe some challenges, and like your wins. You had some good wins, didn't you?
I did. We both did.
Yeah. So what would you say is the biggest and most obvious benefit that you have had doing this detox?
Well, we've been through it before, and I think when I go through and do the detox, my mental clarity becomes even more focused. I'm very focused at work, but after work I'm usually pretty wiped out because I'm so focused during the day. And when I take these detoxes, you know, I have more energy and more clarity throughout the day. So it's not like at 6 o'clock I'm just shot. So I can actually go longer in the night and not just come home and not want to, you know, have any interaction because I've worked so hard during the day. The second thing is during these detoxes, you really figure out what works with your body and what doesn't work with your body. So the foods have a huge effect on me. So I know that if I'm eating carbs, and sadly enough for me, if I have red meat, I get very sluggish, tired. And the red meat in particular, when I'm doing this, when I weigh in the morning, I know if I had red meat the night before, I probably put on 1/4 pound instead of losing if I would have had chicken.
Right. Yeah, and I love the mental clarity because that was one of the biggest things that I noticed and notice every time I do that. And those shape drops really help a lot because they are...
And they taste good.
They do, they do taste good. It's just all natural homeopathy, and it really helps to give us that mental clarity that I know I've struggled with many, many times off and on. So yeah, that's great. It's really important to recognize what foods are impacting you in what ways too, because then you're more aware and you can avoid those foods or just know that, okay, this is why I'm feeling this way because I ate this and my body really doesn't react in a great way to that. So that's good that you had those 2 benefits. What would you say was the hardest part of doing this detox?
Probably like anybody else who does a detox, it's going to be the hardest thing is to break your bad habits that you had. So for me, it was going to be getting over the sugar cravings because, you know, I eat peanut butter. I don't have a lot of bread, but even when I have any bread, that's carbs, that turns to sugar. So anybody, you're going to have to work through the initial cravings that you're giving up when you first go into a detox. And for me, it took about 48 hours to 72 hours before I could really start getting over those initial cravings where I just wanted to go to the refrigerator and grab something that used to be a go-to.
Right. Yeah. Definitely the beginning part. I ironically did not have any struggle with the sugar cravings.
Well, you're much more trained than I am.
I was going to say like in the initial, but strangely, week 2, I started having some sugar cravings. It was very odd. But I realized that I had been forgetting a third dose of those shape drops. So they are formulated to help with the sugar cravings. Once I started back on that, and it could have been mental, right? I mean, it really could be.
You like your healthy chocolate.
But it just really helped to take that away, that craving away. So whenever we do a detox or a cleanse, it really helps us to see kind of what unhealthy habits we might have been doing all along. What would you say the habits were that you broke during the 30 days?
Doing the detox, it really makes you focus on what you're doing. So the biggest challenge that I've always had, probably for our whole marriage, is eating late at night. You go to bed, I go out, get a banana with peanut butter, which you think is healthy, but once the banana's gone, the peanut butter's still there, so you can have a little bit extra on the peanut butter, and...
It's a lot of sugar, too, having a banana before you go to bed.
Yep. So trying to break those late night habits, I was able to break it during the detox, and so far since the detox, I'm doing a pretty good job not going back to that. And even when I did go, I'd usually go back for a piece of ham, piece of cheese, roll it up and eat it. But even that, your body does not need the food in your stomach when you're sleeping, and it's a habit.
Right.
And it's something that I always fight because I do stay up so much later than you.
Well, but I remember when you first did this shape program, you did the full 4 months the very first time. And one of the biggest habits that you broke, not just late night eating, but it was eating ice cream at night. Like that was a really big thing for you that you were able to kind of master, I would say.
Yeah, and thank goodness we did this in January this time, so I didn't have to have an ice cream available during that time.
Right, it was a little too cold.
Yeah.
Well, let me just kind of talk about the wins. Like you had some pretty substantial wins. You ended up losing inches. You lost 1 3/4 inches around your waist, and pounds. You lost 7.8 pounds. Now
we'll round up to 8.
Okay, we'll round up to 8. That's fair. We'll round up. But that was just in 30 days. So I don't recall what your stats were the very first time you did the full 4 month, but that's really remarkable in 30 days that you had that much success.
And I didn't lose it all like in 1 week.
No.
I mean, the first week I lost a pound, the second week I lost 2, the third, it was very consistent because it wasn't a diet, it was a detox. And
correct.
So that was the big difference, is it doesn't fall off all at once. So you don't, you can get into that habit. If you lose it all at once, it usually will come back all at once.
Right. Well, you were trying to do this in a very focused way, and you did not want to deprive yourself, because that's what diet mentality is. It's depriving ourselves, and that's why we always gain the weight back. But with this cleanse and detox, which is why I call it a gentle cleanse and detox, is because it is gentle on your body. It's not harsh. It's not throwing your body into fast ketosis and fast weight loss only to gain it all back when you are finished at the end of 30 days. So it's very focused. It's very intentional. Now, you did better than I did, but that is so normal because men do tend to lose more weight and quickly. I lost 3 pounds and I lost 1 inch, but hey, I felt so much better from that, because it's not just about the pounds and the inches lost. It's actually how you're feeling physically and mentally. And I had great success with that during the 30 days. So let's talk about the food, because everybody is always curious about, okay, how am I going to do this? What do I have to cook? Do I have to buy a bunch of new products, new things? Would you say that you liked the meals that I prepared during the 30 days?
Yeah, it was January, so, we did still have some hearty things like chili, chicken. We ate a lot of chicken.
A lot of chicken.
Luckily, we live in North Carolina, so I was able to go out and grill, chicken whenever I wanted to.
Right.
We did crock pot meals. If you were having a busy day, you could prep. And when I grilled, I usually grilled for multiple days. So I remember one time I grilled enough meat at one time where we ate the leftovers for the whole week.
Right. That was very helpful for me that week because then I just had the sides to worry about.
Yeah, and then, the other thing is you're going to eat more veggies and fruit, which for a lot of guys, that's different as far as the fruit side. Like, I eat vegetables, but eating fruits is not something that is a go-to for me.
Well, not only that, but honestly, a lot of men don't like vegetables. They are more of a meat and potatoes as their vegetable kind of man. So you actually do like the greens. Some. You definitely do not eat peas.
Nope.
No peas.
I'm anti-peas in anything.
And celery. No celery.
You can put celery in anything, to me, ruins the meal. Perfect stuffing at Thanksgiving can be ruined with celery.
Except for I've gotten really, really good at chopping it so fine that you don't even notice.
It's the flavor, the flavor and the texture for celery, sorry.
And when you notice it, you're actually like, okay, that's not too bad. I've gotten really good. It's taken about 30 years, but I've gotten really good with that. So, okay, well, having a plan for your food is key for sure. And that's why it's really nice that there are lots of recipes on the Shape program. But definitely planning out what you're going to eat gives you more control for sure. What about that person? Like, what would you tell my listeners who maybe have a spouse who is resistant to any food changes that she may be making and just frankly not supportive because he may not want to change the way he's eating?
Well, I think for me, we can make the changes and actually have it be fun. Most men love to grill themselves. So if they realize that by changing their diet, they'll be able to grill more, that's going to be a benefit to them because grilling your food is so much more healthy than, baking it even, in my opinion.
Well,
I'm a guy.
I prefer, aside from those carcinogens.
I prefer grilled over baked any day of the week. So to me, it's healthier.
Okay. All right.
But the other thing is, there's so many good, healthy spices out there right now that you can have chicken 3 or 4 times a week and it's going to taste different every single time. And then on top of that, if you're flavoring your vegetables with spices, which everyone gets a little lethargic with vegetables and they end up throwing in with some olive oil and, and that's it. But you throw some Green Goddess spices or
from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, or, the spices I get from my local Grillbillies, I can go down there and spice anything up and the vegetables are going to taste completely different and they'll taste better and you end up going back for seconds of the vegetables because they don't taste like vegetables. They taste like when I'm grilling. So, I actually eat more vegetables when we're on this because they don't taste like vegetables because we spice them up.
There you go, guys. A man's perspective right there. Okay, so just to wrap up, what would you tell somebody who is considering doing the 30-day cleanse and detox, but is just really unsure if it's for them?
Well, for me, think detox, you think less food. You think this is not a diet, so you can't go in there thinking they're going to starve me. I actually had to eat more than what I did before because I'm not putting the fillers in my body. I'm not having mac and cheese. I'm not having, during this, potatoes, trying to avoid starches. I actually ate more, and there was actually 2 weeks during this challenge that we were doing where I'd come home and I'm saying, I just bought this organic chicken and we grilled the chicken and my whole goal was to eat that chicken in one sitting because I was hungrier. I think part of it was mental, but it was also fun, that I was able to grill the chicken and then never did get through the whole chicken even between the both of us. But it was fun though to do that. Also, you have to drink a lot more water. You made something, because that's what you do. But I called it dirt and cranberry juice. I don't know what you put in it, but to me, you did something where you put dirt and cranberry juice together. It tasted fine.
Well, no. No, they were 2 separate drinks.
Oh, okay.
So the what you're calling the dirt, which is so funny because it's green. It's not brown like dirt, but it was chlorophyll water.
You tell me it's chlorophyll. But
it's chlorophyll
looks like
water,
dirt going in.
Which is a great, fun fact, it's a great blood cleanser. It's a great way to help naturally deodorize your body as well. And it's just a good way to cleanse chlorophyll water is really good, and it's very tasty.
It is. It actually has a little sweetness to it, I think.
It was that peppermint. Yeah, it's the peppermint flavor. And then the cranberry juice, that adrenal fatigue tonic, and minerals. And so really, this is a side note here too, but the reason why I made you that cranberry drink was because through your analysis, which we tested weekly during the 30 days, we were able to see that you had more of an imbalance in minerals. So that was something that we were able to look at every single week to see, okay, how hydrated are your cells? Are you dehydrated on a cellular level? And when we first did your urinalysis, that's exactly what it showed, that you were dehydrated on a cellular level. So adding in little things like minerals and specific sea salt really helped to push the hydration into your cells. And you felt a lot better too because you weren't walking around so dehydrated. Even though you felt like you were drinking enough water, it was not getting that hydration into the cells. Mm-hmm. So that is why I was making you that mineral drink. The chlorophyll was just for fun. For you to...
Well, that's something that you make quite often. So
yes, I enjoy that.
I see it on the kitchen table all the time. You make it now in a 64-ounce or 32-ounce container. I see you're just dumping it in your glass all day long.
Yeah, 32-ounce. Yep. Yeah. Okay, well, is there anything else that you want to share about your 30-day experience? Or do you feel like we summed it up?
No, I think we summed it up pretty well. Again, this was the third time we've done this, so the cheats become less the more you know what you're going into. So don't punish yourself when you do it the first time if you have some relapses during it. It's going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's no perfection, and I say that a lot. There's only progress moving forward, starting fresh every day. But really, doing shape 10% is better than not doing the shape program at all. And we're even doing it even more than that because we were so focused and we had the tools that we needed.
And I do have one more thing to add. I think I'm not a journaler, never have been, probably never will be. But when we do this, you always tell me, write down what I eat, because the next day you'll see your weight. And that's why I could tell you guys, and gals, mostly gals, I know what red meat does to me because of this, and you can detox different things. Everybody's different. So you may find that milk products have a different effect on you. So then you'd be like, okay, I have less dairy. You may find out, red meat has no issue with you, but a certain other meat might. I mean, everybody's going to be different. You've taught me that over the years. So,
right.
Writing it down and then seeing what your weight is the next day can definitely show you what's affecting you in that it puts a number to it. You'll feel a little worse or maybe you don't feel worse, but you can see, I went up a quarter of a pound yesterday. Why? Did I not drink enough water, or did I eat something that did that? And if you're writing it all down, you'll see what that is.
Right. And I know that was something that you struggled with. You wanted to weigh yourself every single day. And I was discouraging you from that because we don't want anybody fixating on that number. But for you, that's what you needed to do to help you really get that connection. And so it worked well for you. And I think the next time you won't feel so fixated on needing to weigh yourself every day. And I think you had a lot of days that you skipped, but in the beginning, the first 2 weeks, I think you were really fixated on that. And that's just what you needed to help you stay accountable in your journal. And that's okay, because again, everyone's different. We approach this tailored to the individual, and it's that bio-individuality. So,
and once I knew also what was the effect, I didn't journal as much, but I would still journal if something was going on that was making me feel a little different. I would still write it down just so I could try to figure it out.
Or if I nagged you.
True.
Did you journal today?
Yeah. After you hear that for 7 days and I just keep saying no, then I finally did it. If you do it for 2 days, then they're like, did you do it? Yep. Did you do it? Yep. Then maybe the question goes away in the next couple of days.
Right, exactly. I can stop bothering you. Well, I think since we've done this so many times, you've definitely seen the value in writing things down, tracking everything as, not just what you're eating, but how your sleep is, how your energy levels are, all of those details. So I think that's great. Well, thanks so much, babe, for coming on. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit with me and
this is your thing. I was a little nervous. I hope my voice comes over very clear.
It'll be fine. Yeah, it was really fun. I think it's important for people to hear a different perspective on the SHAPE anti-inflammatory program. And I think doing the 30-day gentle cleanse and detox and talking about it was a perfect segue for people to get a little bit more insight and information about it. And I want to thank you for coming on your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we'll talk later.
Sounds good.
All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed that very different interview that I did with my husband and just our conversation that we had around the 30-day gentle cleanse and detox that I offer as a little taste of the anti-inflammatory program that has worked so well for so many people, ourselves included. So if you want all in, I do highly recommend immersing yourself in 4 months of total commitment to yourself with regular support and accountability. Otherwise, if you want to do more of a dip your toe into an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, then the 30 days of a gentle cleanse and detox may be more for you. But regardless, the links for both will be in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode today, please share it with a friend. Take a second to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And if you have a specific comment or question, feel free to email me at michelle@treasuredwellness.com. Okay, I want to leave you with one of my very favorite verses, 3 John 2. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. Have an amazing week, and remember, you are a beautiful treasure.